Hi, I'm uh, I'm debating myself to wait for a better time that I fully recover, but apparently it's not happening. Apparently, it can be the rest of my life being spent in sickness because I'm literally just woke up from anesthesia. I'm coming from hospital, and I I've been thinking, should I wait? And I realized that I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for months and years to find that stamina, that level of energy that make me look sharp. But then I figured, well, we have so many people, all this TikTok, which I have no idea even what it is, and YouTubers and influencers and these or that, who present a version of them that is fake. And I'm here trying in this channel to reveal the fake, to go to the battle with the fake in the society. So why should I wait to present a fake version of myself? This is my true life. 95% of us in 95% of our life don't look like those celebrities. Don't look like sharp and energetic and full of hope and full of everything. So I decided that I might as well continue any way I am. And I apologize for almost laying down. I haven't been eating for 2 days because I needed this operation. Anyhow, enough of that. So I have my drink next to me, which is a brewed thyme. I either brew thyme or rosemary, um, because any other food battles me, fight with me. I can't tolerate most foods now. So anyhow, in the last videos I talked about how we are suffering from violence in Ukraine, in Uvalde, in Buffalo, or my child has been a victim of emotional violence, emotional neglect. The society, the judges closing their ears to her plea and to my plea. So I want to focus on something which is more recent because I'm afraid the door for this conversation may close. For 4 years, I've been suppressing myself. For 4 years, I've been censoring myself. Remember the time that there was a guy whose house had a sinkhole, and he was sunk to the 40 feet down, something like that, 30, 40, 50 feet down to the ground. And then police and firefighters, I don't remember where was it, New York, Pennsylvania, I don't remember. Police came, but the only thing police and firefighters did was to secure the premise. That's a funny word, right? Secure the premise so there is no more casualty. Did they care about the guy there? No. I'm afraid we are going to let him go. They're just going to secure the premise. And you may think, oh, well, they're concerned about the safety of others. No. They are going for the low-hanging fruit part of their job, which imposes no risk on them. And at the time, I thought, should I talk about it? Nobody talks about it. So at the end of the day, his brother went in to rescue him. I don't remember. I don't think his brother was able to find him or recover him, or maybe his brother was lost too. I don't remember the full extent of the story. So at the time I thought, no, this is too dangerous and politically incorrect to accuse firefighters or police of being cowards. No, I'm going to shut up. Then later on we had that shooting in Florida, if you remember, the gay club. And I remember it shocked me to realize that police was there, but for 70, 80, something like that minutes. When I don't remember exact figure, I tell you that. It was at least 60, 70 minutes. Police waited outside, and the shooter was able to kill everybody inside. Then finally, somehow, the police found the courage to go in. And I thought again, should I talk about it? Should I refer to it? Because this looks like a problem now. It looks like systematic. It looks like the police in this day and age is not that hero that we once had an idea of them 30, 40, 50 years ago. And then a couple of months or years later, there was a hero this time, a firefighter who went to the burning house and saved somebody. Do you know what was the title of newspapers the next day? I remember the title, and that title offended me so much. The title was, "The Rookie Firefighter Risked His Own Life to Save the Life of People." And I was like, why do you call this hero the rookie? Because all the other seasoned firefighters might have got this idea that my job is not to risk my life, my job is to stay safe first myself, then assuming I have 100% safety, if I could save anybody, I'll do it. But if saving anyone means any possibility of harm to me, I'm not gonna do it. Is that why the only hero deserves the title rookie? What kind of journalist would put that title for a hero? And now in Uvalde, we hear the same story, that police, not just one police, 19 officers were there for about 70, 80 minutes. Again, the same time frame as the shooting in Florida. And I haven't done an extensive search. I bet if you do, you'll find many of these instances. This is a pattern. This is the pattern of people whose job is to be the hero kind of got the idea that, well, a secretary never risked his life, why should I? He's an employee or she's an employee, I'm an employee, he's alive, I should make sure I stay alive. No, that's not the idea of this job. If you remove the risk of getting killed or burned or injured out of the job of a police officer, what else remains there to justify the salary? What else is left there? Riding a car, going around, eating donuts, writing a ticket? That's not a kind of job that warrants even $1,000 a month, just driving a nice car with air condition. It's the element of risk. Now here's the thing. That's like a bad news I'm breaking to you. Every job has its own perils. Some jobs are more risky. Therefore, they need to be compensated for taking that risk properly. I feel like the training of people, and this is what I refer to as coward problem. It's not the entire thing. Most cowards you will find are behind their desks. Judges, psychologists, DCFS. I'll get to those people. But for now, because the Uvalde thing is so fresh and bothers me so much, I'm sure bothers every person, every parent who looks at these children who were helpless for 80 minutes, waiting for someone, a police officer with guns and training and everything, to finally decide, find their courage. Now, the other thing that bothers me is that media keeps talking about, well, that's clearly a mistaken judgment. No, there was no mistaken judgment. This police officer was extremely rational, extremely wise. In fact, so rational that he made a decision exactly based on what's good for him. That's not a misjudgment. That's not a miscalculation. That's a perfect calculation, a selfishly perfect calculation. The way to deal with these kind of things is not to say, well, clearly there were some errors. Let's not call that errors. Let's call it what it is, okay? Because I swear, in this channel, I'm not going to talk politically correct. I'm not going to talk BS. I'm going to say things the way they are. Remember the financial meltdown? We could sort of, partially solve some of the issues. Again, I'm saying we could not solve all the issues with the big fat cats in financial sector. But these CEOs, for decades we told them, oh my God, you overgrazed the company, you took everything, you sucked so much bonuses out of that company for your salary and extra bonuses, and at the end of the day you failed the company. Oh well, we're gonna punish that company. And then we realized it's not gonna work. The 2008 and 9 financial meltdown was the wake-up call for the society to realize that For as long as you just inflict the punishment on the company, you're not going to be able to create enough incentives for the managers to do the right thing. You have to make them personally responsible. You have to claw back their bonuses that they unjustly earned while failing that company, while creating a burden for taxpayers to bail these companies out. When you introduce the personal responsibility, all of a sudden many issues get solved. Same deal with police. For as long as the harshest punishment for a police who you can't get salary for 40 years and then one moment in your lifetime that is the time for you to show courage, you say, oops, I suddenly lost my courage. Well, guess what? You have to pay back those 40 years of salary or the retirement saving or things. It can't be that the harshest punishment be, oh well, from now on we put you on a leave without salary, with or without salary, either way, or we may fire you. Really? That's the punishment? The guy got 40 years of bonuses and retirement saving, and now that this is the moment for the first time that he show courageous and in fact endanger his life, which is part of his job, and he fails on this single instance, all of a sudden you say, oh well, from now on you're not going to get an asset. No, you have to claw back what he earned, because apparently he didn't belong to this job from the first place. This gives the right incentive to these cowards to act right next time. If you just fire them, what do they have to lose? Think about it. Well, let me think. I have two options. Go inside, save the children, and have 5% chance of getting shot at. Doesn't look that interesting. Or else stay here, and the most I can lose is that I get fired. Well, I still have my retirement. I still have the 40 years of salary I got. I can go to another job, but I will be alive and fine. And I mean, I may get scolded. I may get scolded by someone once upon a time, but it's okay. I'll be okay. See, you have to change that incentive mechanism. You have to tell them, no, it's not going to be just your salaries from now on that you lose. We go after what you earn, just like those CEOs. That's the only way to solve incentive problems, wrong incentive problems. I'm saying this, and I'm not saying everybody's like that. We have so many heroes. It was like last week that I believe it was in Alabama or Mississippi, somewhere in the South, that police acted instantly. They went in the harm way. They went and endangered their own life, and they prevented a catastrophe from happening. So heroes are there. What I'm saying is that because of some cowards, which I don't know, are there 20%, 30%, 40%? I have no idea. But because of them, the act of heroism of those heroes also remain underappreciated. Now, there are jobs that almost there is no room for you to be a hero. Like the job of a doctor. You're either failing your job or doing your job. That's it. These are the two options. There is no above and beyond heroism, unless someday there is a fire in your place and you endanger your life and save a couple of nurses and patients from the hospital, which I don't think has ever happened. But chances of being a hero is very, very rare in most jobs. So the best you can do is to do your job. The police officer's job, the society has to have an argument, have a conversation about that. Yeah, there is. I mean, sitting in a car and going around the town and just driving around and looking for somebody who's speeding 5 miles per hour, that's not doing your job. That's not why you get this salary. There's almost no effort in that. There's almost no. I mean, well, that warrants $1,800 salary a month, but that sitting in that beautiful car. And again, I have met many nice police officers, way more than what I can say about the community of judges. I believe police officers, many of them are good, decent heroes. They know the problems, they know what's wrong. And many of them endanger their life. But when it comes to things like Uvalde, the society has to teach a lesson. We can't just go with okay, we are gonna punish you from now on. You have reduced salary, or you're gonna be demoted or fired. None of them work. I bet none of them work, and we keep seeing this trend continues. I feel like there may be something wrong in the training of these people. Maybe there is too much focus on safety first, and by safety first we mean your safety first. By the way, your job is, whenever you get to the scene of the crime, is to make sure the premise is safe. So go around and put that yellow rubber band around things. So don't worry about the victim. The victim is gone. Forget about him. Just make sure nobody else gets hurt, including yourself. See, I feel like there gotta be something wrong in the training of police officers. How is this happening so many times? Uvalde in Florida, the gay club. I mean, so many times. Even once in a year is too much for this kind of tragedies of inaction. Now, in my next video, I talk about how police brutality is the other side of the coin of police apathy and cowardness. And when I say police, I mean firefighter, police, anybody who is a responder to any crisis, really. I don't mean just police officers, anyone. First responders. Brutality, just briefly I say it here, brutality is the overreaction of someone who is so afraid of taking action that if he or she feels like, oh my God, there's no way I can avoid action here, I'll be forced to act, now he's going to be happy trigger, because he's by nature a coward. He doesn't belong to that job. So all of a sudden now he finds himself on emptying a magazine of 60 bullets in a poor victim, because he has this idea that, well, my first priority is to make sure I'm safe. Forget about that guy. He may be innocent. Okay, so what's the worst that can happen? I'll say, oops, miscalculation, misjudgment. So police brutality is not about racial hatred, I feel. I think that's another issue, that the society has lost what their real problem is. You can make all these training camps about, oh well, how to not be a racist, how to not attack African American too badly, how to... No, they're not attacking the African American because they feel like an African American, because they hate black people. No, they attack him and kill him, and you put their feet on their neck, because they feel like, my job is to make sure the risk of any kind of injury or harm to me is zero. Guess what? The risk of death or injury for a police officer, by definition, is way more than any other citizen. This is part of your job. You're accepting 100 times more risk of getting injured or shot at compared to a pharmacist, compared to the worker in the Burger King. That's part of your job. You're not supposed to have the same probability of getting shot if you're a police officer as the pharmacist. That's not justice. That's not the definition of justice. Your job is to accept that extremely higher likelihood. And if you are trying to reduce your risk of harm down to zero, down to the level of the pharmacist, then you have to resort to brutality. So that's really the gist of... Maybe I don't need another video on this. I pretty much said what I wanted to say. So I'm gonna end this video here. And again, I apologize for maybe not have enough coherence in what I said. As I said, I just woke up from anesthesia an hour ago. Thank you for paying attention. See you later.